Awesome. We are here live. I'm live for the second time today on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, you name it. We're there. I'm here with my good friend, Jojo Mcduffie, who's also one of our amazing 7 Movements ambassadors. I am super excited to introduce him to our community. Excited to have you as an ambassador, Jojo. First question I ask everybody, maybe give a little intro of yourself, a little bit of your background, and what you're up to now.
Yeah. So again, Jojo Mcduffie. I reside in Charlottesville, Virginia. Right now, full time, my role is as the director of corporate affiliate partnerships with an organization called Rocksteady Boxing. If you're not familiar with Rocksteady, it's an organization dedicated to improving the quality of life of people living with Parkinson's disease and other movement disorders. And so I like to think of myself as the great connector. I like to connect us with some external partners to see how we can get out there and help the people and their families who've been affected with Parkinson's disease. I'm also a husband, dad of three, a set of twins, which is amazing. It keeps me young. I'm a PhD student right now. I'm studying health sciences with exercise science. So I've got about 2.5 years left of that. And really my goal is to educate the masses, be an advocate for movement as the best source of medicine for everyone, no matter, the age or stage of life. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've been coaching in some form since 2008. My coaching career started as a strength and conditioning coach for high schools, as well as an Olympic weightlifting team. Coach high school wrestling for 5 years. And then since then, I've been personal training. I've been working with people with Parkinson's disease through the Rocksteady Boxing program. So I've been in this call it, the coaching game for a very long time now, it seems.
Well, my coaching career started in the year 2008 as well. So
Nice.
We've got that in common. And, I'll just say I'm super thankful as someone who, my dad was diagnosed Parkinson's 2 years ago, to have folks like yourself working in this space and, serving that often sort of neglected or left behind group of folks, particularly in like exercise coaching and
Yeah.
kind of stuff, right? So excited to have you working in that space. And I know Rocksteady is such an amazing organization that you're helping to grow. They got the right guy at the helm to help it grow. So I'm excited.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. Second question is kind of, we always ask our 7 Movements ambassadors, what sort of turned you on to 7 Movements? Like, what got you excited about it, and why did you want to sort of be a part of what we're up to here at 7 Movements?
Yeah. Well, first of all, shout out to LinkedIn, because if it wasn't for LinkedIn, we would not have connected, right? So shout out to them. And upon our initial conversation, Dan, it was just obvious, like this was an organization that I wanted to be a part of. You don't get many opportunities in your life to be with an organization really from launch, right?
Right.
And so once we had that conversation and we just kind of clicked and we aligned, I was like, I mean, this is what I've been preaching to people since day one. This is the conversation regarding movement and exercise as medicine that we have with our folks who've been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Conversations I'm having with my homies now, like, yo, you getting up there in age, dog, and you ain't moved since we stopped playing football. Like,
Right.
you gotta go. It's right now. And the concept of microdosing is something that I have been looking at and I had heard of from other organizations, but not quite explained the way that 7 Movements explained it. And so it just really sparked something to where I was like, yo, Dan, let me know how I can be a part of this. He was like, well, yeah, we got this ambassadors program. But I think the big thing is too, working with the folks that I do work. I sometimes have folks who drive 90 minutes just to see me and work with me in town. While that's awesome, and I'm very grateful that they're willing to do that. that also presents some challenges, right? So, if I can coach someone virtually, remotely, like that's a win for everybody. As a businessman, that helps me. But then for my client, man, time is of the essence. Time is money, and that's a lot of time on the road. You know what I mean? 3 hours worth of driving. Holy shit! How do we minimize that and you still get what you need? So I mean, it's so many things I can talk about from what I've seen so far, even before launch with Seven Movements, that just gets me really, really excited to see exactly where this thing is gonna take off.
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited about it. You described what we're doing perfectly, almost better than we do. Like, a part of how we Seven Movements is that exercise vitamin or supplement you can do in between seeing your coach, right? Because that's a big
Mhm.
challenge. People can't see it 7 days a week, 24/7, but we want to get them doing.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
nice way
Yeah.
to keep that behavioral piece alive while
Hmm.
we're not
Hmm.
there poking them with the stick.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. For
so
sure.
yeah,
Sure.
maybe give the last question I have for you is kind of give the folks an idea of how you plan on either implementing Seven Movements into your ecosystem or just how you
Mhm.
plan on sort of sharing it with the world from your perspective.
Yeah, man. I think so. So, in my practice and everything that I do, I always say that it starts with self. Everything that I would program for an athlete, whether it be on the nutritional side or the exercise side, anything that I would ask them to do, I need to be willing to do myself. And the more that I can do it, the better that I can speak to it. So, using myself as an example of how to build this habit of daily movement by promoting it on my social channels to show the work there initially, that creates the awareness. And I'm telling you, man, once you do that, your DMs start blowing up. Hey, man, you got to tell me more about this. What's going on with that, right? And so that's kind of the initial part for me. But I think from a larger scale, this is something that I truly believe needs to be in the hands of every human resources team, universities, big corporations, because there needs to be a better way to invest in the people that's delivering your message as an organization. Um, if they're sick and at home, that don't really help you out. But if we can educate them and say something as simple as, look, 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, whatever it may be, like we can make this as simple for you as possible. Like, how do we make this work? How do we partner so that we can deliver this program to your organization to make sure that, fire stations, police stations, make sure that the officers and the teams that they're healthy, that they're able to go out there and do their job, that they come in feeling well. So I think a big part of how I'm going to use it from a business standpoint is I got to get out there in front of these HR teams and introduce them to really the new way of delivering a program to their people, to where they can do it before work, after work, hell, in the middle of work. Take 7 minutes, get away from your desk, and just do something real quick. I think that that's the way that I want to take this.
That's
Feel free to
amazing.
share that. Yeah, feel free to share that everywhere, but just don't come around here and take my people from me.
No, that's fantastic. So I'll say this, Jojo, like part of the joy that I've had in launching this ambassador program has been the quality of people who have been sort of coming on board and joining. So I'll say this to all the ambassadors who will and are watching this right now is um, reach out to Jojo and build a connection there. Obviously, you know what he's involved in now and how passionate he clearly is about supporting.
Yeah,
And he's just a natural relationship builder, which is super fantastic. So I just want to say welcome to the Seven Movements family. We're
yeah,
super excited to have you here.
yeah,
I
man.
think there's going to be some awesome stuff here in the near
Yeah,
future that we're going to be able to do together.
yes, sir. Super excited, man. And as you noted earlier, we can can take care of all the bugs we have within our lives right now and make this thing happen and get off to a strong launch. I'm really excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Super honored to have you here. And
Yeah,
I'm sure my plan is to have some follow ups to these sort of meet and greets that we're doing and maybe dive
yeah.
deeper into some of the
Mhm.
projects that you're involved in. Cause man,
Yes, sir.
you're involved in a lot.
Yeah, yeah, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate the opportunity. Seriously, means a lot.
Awesome.